What is that?
That was part of the old well system before public water was available. It's disconnected, not being used for anything right now, so it's just a conversation piece.
Oh wow, big motor.
Yeah, but this would have been a shallow well pump. We have 3 levels of water, aquifers on Long Island, and the older houses would have just brought it from the top level, which was pretty pure back in the day. Right now it's polluted. Hi, my name's Jim Jacobs. I'm from Home Sweet Home Inspections, and we're here to inspect this house for Joe today. Somebody is going to go to step down and not realize that piece of mist get hurt. Other people will be standing up here. You go to open up the door and they back up and fall off.
Right, so you need a handrail here.
You need a handrail just for safety. The town is going to say you don't need it because it's less than 3 steps. But I don't care what the town says. If I see somebody's going to get hurt, you're going to want to think about doing some addition work. Other things you'll be doing is adding window wells.
Window what?
Window wells. You'd like to see about 6 to 8 inches of foundation below the window.
Really?
Typically it's those half-round metal pieces.
Right, okay.
This way you have a place for rainwater, snow melt to go without heading in here. Because as soon as you move in, we're going to have a 10-foot snowdrift here. Ground is frozen solid. The heat from the house is melting the snow, so there's only one place for that excess water to go.
Oh, wow.
And that's in through the window. So those surrounds, I think they're about $18 at the home center. So that and a shovel.
Oh, so dig it out and...
Dig it out, put it in, and you're good to go.
Okay, wow. What do you think that is?
That is a vent pipe for your septic system. We're going to go downstairs and we'll find the house trap. And most likely the cesspool is leading straight out front here.
Okay.
And the vent pipe was to allow the pipes to drain and breathe properly.
Okay.
Typically you'll see a cover on there with a lot of holes to air can go through, but squirrels and birds can't nest in there.
What are you actually looking at now?
Well, standing back, I'm looking at the shape of the house. I'm looking at the lines of the roof, seeing if anything is moving, sagging. I got this bow window up front here that I can see is sagging, looking at the bottom reveal. No, this thing weighs so much, without proper support down here, you can see the difference.
Oh, right.
And as this goes down, since it's hinged on that side, the window stays right where it was. This keeps dropping, and if it goes too much, it starts to catch. And when we get inside to try to open it, we'll see if it's opening or not. Electrical mast is going to have to be resupported as well. If you stand to the side and look straight at it, you can see how it's pulling away from the house.
Oh. Oh, it's not even supported at all.
It is, but it's pulling out.
But from the looks of it so far, better than the other one in Patchwork?
Much.
Yeah?
You know, you got the obvious scraping and painting, things to take care of.
Bigger than the other one.
Fence work for you to take care of as well.
Yeah, I saw that. And the only way into the attic is through the garage.
It's going to be the last place we're going to be going.
Oh, really? So this is supposed to angle?
Yes, for rainwater, snow melt house. But I'm thinking it's a wood frame house with just brick veneer.
You think so?
It's real brick.
Right.
But I'm looking at these openings.
Right.
They were left open on purpose. Because you build a wood house, you got plywood, then you put the brick in front of it, and there's a cavity between. And moisture can build in there.
Okay.
And if any moisture builds, you want to make sure it comes out these whole weep holes.
Okay.
A lot of times people will see a bee or an ant go in it, and they want to seal them all up. You want to keep them open. They need to breathe. You need to. So any moisture does build up.
But some of them are not. Some of them are sealed. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, typically you'll only see them open every 4th or 5th one.
Oh, okay.
It's unusual to see that many open in a row.
Okay. I just realized something. That's illegal.
Having the wire exposed.
Yeah.
Any outside wire should be within conduit.
Right. But that shouldn't. Most of these lights are going to be replaced with solar anyway. They're going to hang from the soffit. What do you think of the patio?
It's flat.
It's flat. Thanks.
Well, it's got a slight pitch away to keep the moisture running off. And again, no uneven undulations where people are going to stumble and trip and find out your friends have a much better attorney than you have. The caulking stays in good shape. Caulking will always fail. People get aluminum and trim and vinyl because they want maintenance free. There's no such thing. If caulking fails, you have to look at your house once in a year. Seal it. Things like, these are weep holes. Same thing, same principle. If any water gets in through rain or snow,
Okay.
it can drain out before settling into the window itself.
Okay.
If there were 8-inch concrete block, this wall would be much thicker.
Oh, okay. That's for the stove, I believe.
And as far as a propane tank, there is nothing wrong with using copper. Copper is allowed for propane.
Okay.
It is not allowed for natural gas.
Oh,
That being said, when you come in here, this tank belongs to the propane company, not you.
correct.
So they're going to have to re-inspect when they transfer it over into your name.
Okay.
And when they re-inspect, quite often, if it's copper in the house as well, which is allowed, they will tell you we're not going to renew you unless you change that to hard pipe. Hard pipe is safer, less likely to get damaged by being bumped or moved.
Right.
So even though it's nothing that you're required to do, if you want to use their gas,
Oh,
you may
really?
have to do it.
So I had to hire a plumber.
If they deem that they want to see hard pipe and not copper. Like I said, copper is allowed, but it's theirs. They know it's safer, so for their own liability, they may insist upon it. Rainwater's going to just sit up here, pool, freeze up. Of course, what's happened, bricks coming loose, mortar coming loose.
Okay.
And even if you have the splay or crown put on there, which I do recommend, it has to be looked at every year because it is a thin veneer of concrete that will always crack
Okay.
and allow moisture in. And chimneys fall apart from the top down because moisture gets in. Night lights tonight will freeze, expand, make the crack larger, more moisture, more ice.
Okay.
And over time, they just start crumbling from the top down.
I switched that.
I'm just looking at the style.
Oh, I know. They're nice.
The box doesn't look bad enough where they're going to be replacing the box.
So where's the water coming in from, though?
Well, it'll be coming into the main wire. It's getting into the meter outside somehow.
Oh.
Once it gets in there, it gets inside these wires and it acts like a hose to bring it right in.
If I upgrade this to 200 amps.
That's all garbage out there anyway.
Okay.
So
That's right. So
they're going to get rid of all what you saw. That mast is going to be new with a new attachment, so
Okay.
even the loose mast will be attended. If you upgrade, this is a non-issue.
Okay.
You do not own the house right now.
Right.
This is an issue.
Right.
Right next to us is your main water coming into the house.
Yes.
The meter with the radio transmitter, so no one ever has to come in here to look at it. This one feeds the house at the shutoff. This is out to the sprinkler system that is off at this point.
Right. I saw that. Yeah, I noticed.
So get any paperwork they have from whoever they hire that blows the system out and takes care of it.
What's that one for? That goes
Well,
outside?
there's one on either side, so we can isolate and take care of this if we need to change it or work on it. As a homeowner, you want to use this one because these are gate valves. There's a ball valve. The average homeowner will use a main water valve once every 12 years. If you don't touch a gate valve for 12 years, first time you touch it, it's going to start leaking. So if that's going to happen, we want this to leak. That way you can shut it off, turn it back on, call a plumber. A plumber can fix that because you'll have to shut off this to fix that. And if that one starts leaking as well, you can shut it off out by the street and then fix this one at the same time. Yeah, everything during an upgrade that you see will be changed. They're not going to save the box. At this point, I would tell them do not reuse the breakers because we know moisture got to them. Quite often they'll look at them and they say, yeah, this one's still good, I'll reuse it.
So those are expansion tanks, right?
They are. They're air chambers. So as water is being heated, water, like most everything else, expands. And the air chamber gives it a place to expand to without putting excess pressure on the system with the pipes.
Okay. Looks like it's well maintained for something that's 6 years old.
Yeah, they can dust it.
They can dust it. And what is that for?
It's just a viewport, so we can see what's going on inside the fire chamber.
Should that be loose?
No, we'll tighten it back up. You keep it tight, that way you're not worrying about heat coming out. Say this is a cast iron unit, and the burner head here, although it looks like just a big black box, there's an electric motor in there, a pump, capacitor, other electronics. And what it's doing, it's spraying the oil into a fine mist, and it's igniting. So if this were to turn on when we were sitting here, we'd see a jet flame inside there.
Okay.
And that jet flame hits a fire panel at the back, so it's not actually hitting the metal, glowing cherry red and catching anything behind it on fire. And during any servicing, it should be examined, because if it starts to decay or crack or crumble, it's time to replace it. And they make these systems very nice, so it's easy to open the door and get to it. The older systems, you really have to dismantle a whole lot to get in there.
And what are these meters showing?
Well, that shows us the temperature and pressure in the system.
Oh, okay.
I don't put a lot of faith in the residential gauges too much.
Okay.
So it's a good indicator, but I don't find them that accurate. But we're going to be able to set our temperature. We got it set at 179 now.
Wow. And is that for what? That's what it's
water
supposed
temperature.
To be?
Depending on the time of year. Your plumber contractor may tell you change the temperature different times a year.
Oh, wow.
Save you some money. Most people just leave it one temperature all year long and never worry about it.
This is my first oil burner, so I'm not really too familiar.
Yeah, the only thing you need to know with it is that it does need to be serviced every year.
Okay.
In here, we've got a few things. We've got the air and oil mixture has to be set right. There's also like I said, it turns it into a spray. So there's a nozzle at the tip.
Okay.
That typically gets changed because it has a cartridge filter built into it. So they'll change that nozzle, make sure the gas and oil are set up right, gas and air are set up right. They'll change the oil filter. They'll also do things like checking the stack for how well it's burning, what kind of particulates within that exhaust. They can also do a draft test to make sure that it's rising at its intended speed. But like I said, it has to be done every year. And one thing to be aware of, you're going to get here and you're going to get calls from every oil company in the area looking for your business. And they'll all pretty much do the right job when they get here.
Okay.
But they all have a lot of the same things to say. They're going to put you on an automatic delivery. So they'll fill your oil tank and make sure you don't run out. And they will be hooked up to computerized weather patterns so they know if it's a really cold month to get here slightly early so you don't run out. And they will let you know that if it's extremely mild and we don't have to come and fill them up so often, we save that money and we will transfer those savings to you, our customer, because we want to take care of you. In the beginning of the heating season, they're hiring extra people. So they're busy as can be and paying extra for all these part-timers that they're hiring. If they can get you to wait till after the heating season, their part-timers are gone. Their guys are not that busy.
So then when should I have the guys, when should they come in?
September, October would be good.
Okay.
This way you know it's set up to run the most efficient when you need it the most. You do it the other way, all winter long it's at the end of its cycle, burning more than it really needs to, which is good for them also because they're selling you the oil.
Right, that's true.
So if they want to be your company, they're going to get here prior to the heating season, get it set up the way it's supposed to be, and then be happy.
Wow, that's good to know. So I guess we could find that out by looking at this?
Well, meaning typically they will fill out theirs. They've always had a good reputation.
Okay.
This is a new boiler. When this new boiler was put in, they should have also put fire-rated material, typically it's 5/8 inch sheetrock, on the ceiling over the unit. But I talk about it and I want to see it up there because if something were to horribly go wrong, this material will give you an extra few minutes to get out while the alarm's going off.
So what's this grate pipe? What does it actually do? What is it for?
That's a waste pipe.
It's a waste pipe, okay.
Yeah. Copper.
Copper?
Yep.
Damn, how do you know?
Well,
the sound?
We could see it in areas. I saw it venting out through the roof, and then we have the copper, some PVC tied into it. There's your copper right there.
Oh, wow.
Painted.
Okay.
And that just tells me that whoever had this house built, it wasn't just some random builder that was looking to put up a house and make a profit.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have used galvanized for this. Galvanized was less than half the cost. And it wore out quicker. It would rust, and when metal rusts, it expands, so it closes like a bad artery.
Okay.
And anywhere from 45, 55 years, it closes up so much as the good metal is wearing thinner and thinner, they clog up, and nobody's going to clean them, because if they try cleaning them, they can poke right through the thin metal.
Right.
Copper, on the other hand, more than twice as much to put in, but it wears thinner and thinner over the years, has a typical life expectancy of 90 years.
Oh,
So you've got some time left to figure out what you want to do.
right.
And if something does go bad, everything is open at this point. It's just replacing it. They'll do it with plastic today because that's supposed to last over 400 years.
Really?
Well, originally it was supposed to last 10,000 years, but PVC incorporates a slight amount of cellulose into it today, so eventually it's supposed to break down.
So this was a good choice?
So far, it's in good shape. They maintain it.
Wow, that's crazy. So we're going PVC to copper right here. So that looks like the waste or a sink or something.
Yeah, 2-inch, that's going to be something like a sink.
What is that?
That was part of the old well system before public water was available. It's disconnected, not being used for anything right now, so it's just a conversation piece.
Oh, wow. Big motor.
Yeah, but this would have been a shallow well pump. We have 3 levels of water, aquifers on Long Island. And the older houses would have just brought it from the top level, which was pretty pure back in the day. Right now it's polluted.
Oh, really?
So we get our water from the second one. The third aquifer is federally protected, so you need a special permit to even get to it, and they're not giving those permits out.
And what's that tank?
The tank is called an expansion tank. As the pump turns on for the very first time, it starts filling water from the bottom as it's compressing the air in there.
Wow.
So now every time we're turning on sinks, faucets, anything else, we're working off this compressed air, so the pump doesn't have to kick on and off every time we turn on a valve.
Oh, shit.
It would burn out quite quickly. Termite.
Oh, shit.
That's these little strips.
Right.
That's where the termite broke through the surface.
Oh,
And they
shit.
had to patch it up real quick because they can't live in the environment out here. They need a bit higher temperature, higher humidity. So as soon as it opens, they seal it. They live in the ground. They come up to get cellulose. They take it back down, feed the colony. They come up, bring moisture with them, more cellulose, bring it back. So they're constantly going back and forth.
Is that the only one?
That's the only one I've seen so far, but we got to keep looking.
Is that bad?
About a $500 job to put another 2x8 right next to it. Sorry, 2x10. They'll what's called sister. They'll put a new one next to it. The termites have to be treated. That's all I've seen going around so far.
I know, but I mean, like, how far does it get infected? I mean, like, does it stop a certain area, or does it
Well,
go more?
I don't see it going too much further than that because we get all solid wood past there.
Like, where's it stop?
Well, so it stops somewhere in this area.
Ah.
Because the floor joist still has value.
Right, okay.
As far as structure.
Okay.
But it has been compromised. And the flooring above is nailed into this. So if we wanted to rip this down and replace it with another one, we could, but it's going to be almost impossible to connect this to it.
Right, okay.
So this is already connected, so we'll take another one, put it right next to it, attach the two together so they become one.
Got it.
And it's already floored down. We got renewed structure involved,
Okay.
and we're happy.
Is that gypsum board on the other side?
I'm sorry?
Is that gypsum board? On the other side of the house?
Over here?
Oh, no, okay, it's wood. Okay, it's wood. I'm trying to see with the camera with my phone. Is there enough room up there for like a central AC unit?
An AC? Absolutely.
I guess you can't put attic stairs in here because there's no place to put it, really.
Well, not without moving insulation and reconfiguring a few things.
Right.